If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 100 channel. What's cool about Discord is that it offers a real opportunity, connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch, indeed. A child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, sir, Bobbert.
Vinny bought me Thai tonight.
Yes.
I love Thai.
Yes. Okay, guys. We are...
Okay, yeah, we're doing a live stream right now. We've got Code Slammer, in ridiculous fashion, bought 10 songs for the village.
Yes, sir,
So there's been a voting system. The next song on our list is, would you say Alcest? Les Jarins de Munich?
I think it's Alcest or Alcest. I don't really know. But it's one of those thingamajiggies.
Okay, so Robert Johnson is the one that picked this song. That's like literally
what?
Such a common sounding name.
Wait, is the
Robert
stream all available
Johnson.
again? Okay. all you see on the page is a stream unavailable.
Really?
Here, Ben, for your viewing pleasure.
Here you go, Ben.
They're French. Alcest is a French band. So I guess I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. But Alcest are good according to the big homie, my big homie. What do you call it?
Okay.
You know who my big homie is.
Which one? You get a lot of big homies.
Yeah, but the biggest homie. You know who the biggest homie is.
Perk?
Perkunas.
Oh, okay. Oh, you cook too? Oh.
Wow. Love the guitar work here, boys.
Wow. Okay.
Damn! I am feeling the hell out of this song, bro. Wow. Holy smokes,
Okay.
man.
All right, Amy. Amy Lee forever. She's like,
What she said?
this is going to be the favorite one of the night. She said we were both going to love it. You do know an awful lot about the both of us.
Doesn't know us. How does this work?
Okay.
I really enjoyed this.
So did I. I was looking at the lyrics at first, and then I wanted to see the French version and just like hear the sounds that they were making with the words. So I went there. But I did see in the lyrics one part that I thought was pretty cool. When he said,
Jojo Swoon says, genuine question. Do you ever feel like as Christians and given Christian history of colonizing pagans and stealing their holidays that you perhaps shouldn't enjoy pagan content? That doesn't, no, not at all. Any more than, look, as we've said, when you look at the Viking stuff and all that, the Vikings were also colonizers who raped and pillaged and all that shit. I just look at those episodes in Christian history as the validation of the fact that all of us are born with original sin. Furthermore, Christianity was in Africa, the Middle East, all that shit, and for the first 300 years of our rules, it was the pagans that were killing us, right? It was the Romans and all the rest of that jazz. But I don't blame paganism for that or Romanism for that. It's just just human nature.
and secondly, a lot of the pagans bring us into their songs. So what can be done?
Well, the other thing is that I find a lot of camaraderie, and I've learned a lot from pagan people in the few years. I've learned a lot specifically about the trans community. I say LGBT community, but the biggest impact on me as far as starting
you're right.
the channel was the trans community.
You're right.
And then second to that is pagans who. And Cassie is a pagan, Michelle,
Sadie.
So I learned a lot about, what their beliefs, and it's almost denominational, almost like Christianity. There isn't. It's not like one pagan believes one thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Although the only thing what I do seem to see as universal is nature. It seems that there's a. It seems to me that the pagans have a higher, I don't want to say respect, reverence, maybe.
My thing is,
connection.
The pagans,
is the word,
pagans don't fear connecting with nature. Religious people get afraid of it. Like they think somehow that by connecting with nature, it's gonna like supersede their connection to God or something.
Like that's
I don't know.
That's a Western Americanized, weird version of Christianity that we became a part of, but I'm not sure that that's universal.
Yeah, but I don't. Yes, I think that. Yes, I agree.
Like
but I don't
Spurgeon
feel that
talked
way.
about
Like
that.
I connect with nature, and I always have.
Well, yeah,
I had to keep it in.
You're the most pagan Christian I know. You are the most pagan. You're like a child. You're like a child of the earth. You're like a. And
Yeah.
honestly, it's honestly like when I think about like Michelle and all these other people, like, and then I hear them talking about nature and things like that. I just picture you out in the woods most of the time.
That's so funny. So there was like this. It was to condemn Halloween, really. But they brought the pagans into the druids and stuff like that, and like you saw them doing this ritual in the woods with like they had tied these. Really, honestly, it did look a little bit ridiculous because it was big oak leaves, so they were huge. Like
Yeah.
It didn't even look like what you traditionally think of when you picture it. So they had these things wrapped around their heads. I'm pretty sure they were just like in white, long things, no undergarments, nothing, just like regular. You know what I mean? Like they were just trying to be as earthy as they could. Anyway, so they were doing this thing where they had like something connected in the middle, and it made all these strings that came off it, and everybody had their own, and they were going around in a circle all together. And I remember that when I first saw it, like I did think that it was supposed to be bad, and that's what they were trying to tell us. But I did feel a certain connection to their connection to nature, although I didn't want to be one of them. But I did feel like I can't explain it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
But that's what it gets expressed in a lot of their art. I don't know if Alcest
I love it.
or Alcest, I don't know if they're pagan, but a lot of the stuff gets expressed in their art, which I think is missing from a lot of Western Christianity, that connection to nature. You definitely see it in the Bible, where it's almost impossible for the psalmist to not, there's not one psalm, I don't think, that doesn't say something about nature in its relationship to not just God, but into them and their connection to it. And obviously being in the land was so important to them, which is, being in the earth itself.
Yeah. That's why that guy you were playing the other night, I really liked his stuff.
Yes.
Because he was doing that.
He was getting us back into the dirt.
He was.
And so this weird, Perk probably knew, this weird iteration of Christianity where people are scared to death of the earth is strange to me. There is a path, fading mass at the edge.
Wait, please let me read it.
Okay, go ahead.
I really liked it. There is a path, fading mask at the edge of the silver cypresses. Tonight I will let the bewitching sirens and the stars lead me there with their sad singing. I can't tell you how much I loved those lines.
I know.
Oh my gosh. And the thing is, it was written in another language, and a lot of times when it gets translated, it loses the beauty, and you have to kind of have to pour beauty into the words because you have to understand that it was originally spoken in another language. But this one, when I read that part, I was like, oh my gosh. And then my non-human parts, which I think was a little bit of a weird translation.
That's what I'm saying. That part is probably a loss in translation.
Yeah,
for sure.
My non-human parts mix with the heart of the sleeping blue water. But I totally understood what they meant, and I just really, really, really liked that. Like that whole, when something like, there's something about your soul or your spirit that you just sense that it feels deeper than who you are, like in your body. And so when that part of you connects to music or art or nature, it's just specifically nature and music for me. Like I love art too. I connect to art too, but not in the same way that like just raw nature or the beauty of voices is. So I'm like, man, in the midnight gardens where time has stopped, like those moments.
Well, you missed that. Mixed with the heart of the sleeping blue water.
I said that. Like where you connect with something. The sleeping blue water was the nature to me, that.
I missed that part.
Yeah.
But that part is crazy to me. That's such a. When I was in Florida and we had real oceans. Not these ponds. I swear to God, bro. There's like a pond here, right? Like it's literally called Rank Pond. So
yeah, they weren't trying to make it something it wasn't.
Before I went to this horrible place, people were like, "Oh, we're gonna go to the beach. We're going to the beach." I'm like, "There's a beach?" They're like, "Yeah, there's a beach. There's a beach."
Yeah.
I'm like,
Everybody
all right,
calls
cool.
it the beach.
Let's go to the beach. Everybody calls it the beach.
Yeah.
So I stroll up. I'm like, "Yeah, turn up. We go on the beach."
Are you serious, baby?
Yeah, of course. Because I'm like, oh. So I turn in, guys. All right, I turn in the place. It says Rank Pond. I'm like, I knew there's a problem there. And I go there. It's a fucking pond, guys. Right-handed,
lily
it's a
pads, pond. Slime.
That was like, it was horrible. There was a lifeguard there. I'm like, why are you even here, bro? Why are you here? Ridiculous. Horrible place. But anyway,
they make a lot of money over there, I think.
But anyway, there's this documentary called My Octopus Teacher. I think is the name of it's called My Octopus. You guys should see it. I would actually do a watch along with that thing because it's so amazing.
Oh, let's do it.
But it's this guy, and he develops this relationship with this octopus. But prior to that, I don't know what it's called, but it's the ocean, but it's like a specific part of the ocean that's like cut off from all the other parts of the ocean. It's very hard to explain. I don't know what it is. Perk or Ben might know.
A cove?
It might be. I don't know. He called it so. And the guy is also, I think he's Australian. Mm-hmm. Or he's something. I don't know. New Zealand. Yeah, he's from the guy's from New Zealand. If Jambi was here, he would know. But the guy goes into it's just amazing him going underwater in this ocean, and the ocean is crazy. He basically says you have to get under it, then you'll be safe. But if you're at the top of it, the rocks and everything. But it's unbelievable, like how it's like you don't belong there as a human organism, like scientifically speaking, but simultaneous to that, it was this weird thing where everybody basically accepted it. There were sharks there. He was swimming with sharks. Like, they were, and he was kind of like, he by himself. He was snorkeling or whatever. And he had to develop this relationship with this squid. And I know, it sounds ridiculous. I know he had a relationship with a squid. And I mean, the first time I saw the trailer.
I don't think it sounds ridiculous
I
at
saw
all.
a trailer like 3 or 4 years ago. This is some dumb shit.
I was surprised you watched it.
Yeah, it was like 5, 6 o'clock.
Oh, I know, but I was still surprised that you watched it. I was like, yeah, I would have watched that with you.
I said, what is wrong with these people? But I mean, it was cycle of life, man. It was unbelievably beautiful.
Every time you explained that documentary, I think you are so cute because I didn't know that you had that side of you. Although,
neither did I.
So there was a dog that we used to have, and well, you had the dog, like, he would always be like that he didn't like animals, he didn't like dogs or whatever. And I showed up this is like before we were together. I think I was your nanny at the time.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
yeah,
go ahead.
So I showed up and this dog was in bed with Vinny.
Oh God, here we go.
I was like,
if Ben is here, he's gonna get his vengeance from his previous humiliation.
I'm like, the kids were like, Dad has the dog in his room in bed with him. I said, what? The little thing was just curled up beside him. It was the cutest thing ever. I was like, I did not know.
I was asleep.
He was not asleep.
And the dog
was too small to jump up on the bed.
The dog jumped up on the bed.
Lies.
Anyway, the sleeping blue water, whatever. That's what I thought of when I was looking at that, because it's unbelievable. In the midnight gardens where time has stopped. What's the other thing too is that, like, he was talking about, there was obviously vegetation, and I think it's an estuary, as what's his face is saying.
Oh.
There was there's vegetation there, but because it was suspended in the water, it was the guy is like a floating forest basically, and he could swim into it. It was unbelievable. I
definitely would love to do that.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. And just the guy had a real not only a relationship with the squid or whatever it was, but I believe he had with the water, with the wildlife, with just
absolutely.
the ecosystem itself.
Yeah, he was finding a connection there.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Wow, the lyrics to this song are crazy. I love them.
I know.
I literally am just reading them at this moment. Right when you were saying that, spiritual instinct, give me the strength to embrace the harshness of this world. Waking dreams, give me the courage to fully welcome light as much as darkness. That's so interesting because he's saying, the first one he's saying, give me the strength to embrace the harshness of the world, because the world is not all good. There is hardness. There is harshness to this world. And he's saying, give me the strength to be able to embrace it and not fall apart. But then he said, waking dreams, give me the courage to fully welcome light as much as darkness.
Well, that's...
So that's almost like the opposite.
Well, yeah, and that's, Ben was
Don't let me get so dark that I cannot take in the light.
Ben was talking about this, and I was like, oh, there's Ben. But he was talking about how there's something beautiful about a wolf or a lion tearing apart a gazelle or some shit like that, which I don't really see any beauty in that at all. But at the same time, like, it is saying, give me the strength to embrace the harshness of the world. Because whatever you call it, it's still part of the world.
Yeah.
And all the things that you admire a lion for are his capacity to kill. When you say the mighty lion who roars and all that, his might is all based around his ability to kill.
Yep.
So in that sense, you have to concede that. But on the other hand, what's interesting is when a person is a nihilist, they go, I'm not being a nihilist, I'm being a realist, right? The person who's like a hyper pessimist, what they'll say is, no, you're just naive or whatever. And because they finally see the harsh realities of what it's like to survive on planet Earth, whether you're dealing with other human beings or just the exigencies of nature itself, they'll close themselves off as a defense mechanism. But what this is saying is to have the balance of saying, yes, I'm seeing the harshness of the world, but I'm not going to make that let me be a completely dark person so that I could protect myself. I'm going to still embrace the light as much as the dark, which means, in a sense, that you will accept that you're going to be in perpetual pain to a degree.
Yep.
Because when people embrace that degree of nihilism, a lot of the time it's a defense mechanism. It's not really about atheism or Christianity, because I've seen a bunch of Christian nihilists. They're not technically philosophical nihilists, but in my opinion, it's a way of, because nihil, it just means emptiness. It's a way of trying to empty the world or empty your universe of emotion so you don't feel as much. And this is a really good balance of saying, yo, embrace the fact that you don't live in a fairy tale. Embrace the fact that the lion is going to tear apart that gazelle in 4 minutes, but at the same time, love the fact that that lion is one of the most amazing creatures on God's earth. And if you can embrace that, then you can embrace what you see in the mirror, because we're both.
Right.
The things that are amazing about human beings, our ability to reason and all the rest of this, make us very efficient killing machines. And if you don't want to kill human beings, fine, you're still going to kill animals. If you don't want to kill animals, you're still going to kill plants. And, I was just looking at Jainism a couple days ago. The Jains believe that plants are also equal in value to animals and humans. So it's very, whatever. But you see what I'm saying? So it's a very, very balanced way to look at the world. I think is it's a very that's a crazy line. That line right there is one of those things where it's like, I call it inspired. If you can say a lot in a little, it's inspired.
I love these. Ugh.
Such a good song. Really, really good song. Shout out to Rancher Matt. Gang. One of the best in the world.
In the midnight gardens, trees soar up towards pensive moons.
Yeah,
it's beautifully, absolutely beautifully written. This one, boy, this is the song of the night for me. I mean, the song before this one was like deeply meaningful in personal ways, but this one just has such a beauty to it, and the vocal style that we kind of went back and forth from, just absolutely wow. I love this one. I really, really love this one. If you were to change the translation of my non-human parts, what would you change that to? My soul?
It's probably talking about their non-physical parts or the...
Yeah, I know, but what artistically would you use instead for that translation to make that sound a little bit smoother?
I don't know.
Oh. What would you guys use? I'm actually going to...
What do you rate it?
Post this somewhere. It's a 9.8 for me.
We've proven that grass scream when it's cut. There's a chemical signal sent all throughout all sorts of plants as they're harvested and eaten. See? They scream. Whether or not they feel pain, they don't want to die. So, do what you will with that, dear listener. Let's see.
There.
Metal
Sonic says he'll put fart. How
I
very
haven't
artistic
given
of
it
you.
a 10. I haven't given a 10 in quite some time.
Tasco. Oh man, you guys are
have to make an
ridiculous.
arrows of my erection shirt. I don't even know if Teespring will allow that to happen. I don't even know if Teespring will allow that to happen.
Oh my gosh.
Ben, will you? All right, I'm going to give it a 9.9. I'm going to give it a 9.9.
Okay, I'm not. I refuse to let you beat out my score. It's a 9.9 for me as well.
Okay. This is a song I'm going to listen to again.
Good.
There's some songs that I listen to that are really good and affecting. I'm like, I will never listen to that song again. But this is not one of them.
Right.
So I'm going to give it a 9.9. There
All right, you guys.
Opeth
Opeth is next. So
Opeth
stick
is
around.
next. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Go.